Well, hello, welcome to the video. So in this one, we are back in the studio and we have an interview from Kane Sampson, the one and only, right? If you know Kane, you know that he brings several different skill sets and abilities to the table. And Kane started out as a rapper. So that right there should perk your ears and get you interested. Ooh. In this one, we talk about his design work, but also what he's doing on the net to make some waves and bring some brand awareness to his company. So in this one, you're gonna learn some good stuff, not just behind, why and how he does his designs, but also how he applies them to the market. Two very distinctly different, but very important things. By the way, if this is your first time watching, I'm Mike from the Fieldhouse, where we bring sports photographers tips and marketing on how to grow their business. Visit our website at My Fieldhouse Family to find some of our product templates, courses, and a few things that hopefully will get you growing, get you scaling.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on here, bro. You are a vibrant individual in this whole thing. So coming to you right now is Kane Sampson. We're going to talk about a few questions about where he started, why he got into the photo business, who Kane is, and really a lot of the different skill sets and talents that he has. So really excited for you to be on here, Kane. Thanks again for coming on, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. So if you guys haven't seen it already, I did a few interviews lately with Josh Hanna and Don Ward, and they are specifically designers and do things within the design world. That's how they got into photography. They kind of shared that with us. But Kane comes at us with design, but also several other skill sets, like I said earlier. So we're going to kind of dive into some of those. So real quick, Kane, tell me a little bit about how you got into photography. We all have different paths. Some of us started in graphic design, then came in or started like in sales or maybe whatever it is. Like, how did you get into photography?
I guess the way I got in was probably 2011. I'm originally from New Jersey. And it's all about finding a hustle out there, finding something to do. And out there, the thing that was popping off was videos. So I moved to Virginia. My wife got accepted into the Fire Academy. That didn't work. So from there, I purchased the DSLR and said, look, we're going to do music videos. So we started off doing music videos for local artists and stuff like that. And I used to rap myself. And basically, as we started doing the music videos, sometimes I was tired of being on set. And, the guys would be like, well, can I put this video on a layaway plan? And it was like, no way. So I just decided I'm going to start taking pictures. And next thing you know, I was starting to take pictures of my sister-in-law. I thought they was the best pictures ever, but they was real creepy when I look back now. Like, she's purple and blue. She looked like an avatar for real. And, after that, I had a school contacted me. A local school here in my area was like, look, such and such name of, that company, they're not coming out. You got 2 weeks. Can you basically do our whole school? And, I made a call, got on the phone with H&H, and next thing you know, volume appeared.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So you're working with H&H. That's good to hear, man. I am as well. So good people over there.
Yeah, definitely good people.
So tell me real quick, you said a couple things there, but tell me, what was your rapper name, bro? What did people call you?
Oh, man. So my rapper name was just Pure Kane. That was it.
Okay,
Pure
nice.
Kane. Yeah,
nice.
Pure Kane. Yeah.
Not the artificial sugar, but the pure stuff, right?
Yeah, that was in a different time and a different time in my life,
Nice,
but,
man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a little bit? Was it good to get some financial stability in doing some of the volume work? Because I know music video, they can have like high profits, but like in between some of those things, it's maybe tough to get some contract work. Was it a little bit nice to have some stability doing the volume work, right? As you maintain a contract, you should be able to get it year round kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. The contracts is, that solidified everything. Being able to lock a school down for a whole year and putting out a good product and, leading to other things. So I prefer to have that over the video.
I see that you're creating a lot of designs, things like recruitment, graphic design, or animations, and then also some game day stuff. So why do you think that those, which is really unique, right? I haven't seen anything like that quite, especially with not just your skill set, but also just come out with that kind of material. Why do you think that those designs could help you be more attractive as a business to work with, or have they? I mean, do you have any? Are you been using those templates for anything, or tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So, like what I do is usually, whether it's just a shoot with somebody, but I try to every shoot I do at the end of a shoot, if I find that athlete or if it's just a random kid that just want to hang around, I'd be like, yo, stay here for a second, let me grab a shot and I'm gonna create something cool for you. And right now it's been a game changer as far as what we do, because in our area, there's not a lot of people that's actually doing that type of thing that we're doing. So, doing that, it definitely makes us stand out. If I answered the question, but it's definitely.
No, you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to look in the camera now instead of looking down. So I'm trying. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. Tell me a little bit about, this is kind of off topic, but tell me, have you had some good interaction from the kids? I mean, like, whenever you do a shoot, are you gathering like their Instagram profile, or like, what are you doing to get kid engagement? Because I know that's kind of half of the equation whenever you do this kind of stuff.
Okay, so yeah, so basically I'm getting a lot of engagement from it, because like I said, ain't nobody doing it the way that we're doing it out here.
Cool.
So what we usually do, we get the kids, like, we give them that picture, and next thing you know, for them to share on social media and stuff like that, and that kid usually shares it, and then from there it just goes to another friend, like, hey, can we set up a shoot, can we do this, can we do that? And I got to give a lot of credit, because besides that, we have something what we call Runners Magazine. And Runners Magazine is something that we created. It's about kids, it's like, if you dream it, chase it, run after that dream. And it's a program we put together to help us get into those schools. So we pick top athletes, kids that's really out there putting in that work in that park, in that gym, with their coaches. We ask the ADs and stuff. And sometimes with these pictures, that's a product of that. So it's the best kids excelling in their sports and excelling in school, because we just don't want one, we want both, you know what I mean? Like, so it definitely helps, and it's spreading the word by itself.
Sweet. Okay, so from the back end of that, right, like, how are you're getting a return on something like that, because people are seeing it, or people are probably getting excited about it, right? The kids are probably like, oh my gosh, I've been featured in this magazine kind of thing. So it's helping build some brand awareness. Is that what's going on?
Definitely. It's building brand awareness, and it's also getting in the front of them ADs. Like, we got these pictures, now we need this guy to come into our school. So it's definitely doing that, and it's leading to more contracts and more business.
Awesome. Dude, that's stellar. That's exactly what I want to hear, man. You are doing some big things, so really appreciate that. That's awesome. Cool. Looking at your, if you're able to step away from your business, a business it can be very small, 2-person team, or it can be very large. So with a smaller team, especially in photography, what do you feel like your biggest strength is to your company, Kane? Like, what are the top 1, 2, or 3 things that Kane really does well in his business to help it move forward?
I got to say the top things in our business is, 1, our turnaround. Whatever we do, we slam all after next week. I mean, it's not a day off, but we have a turnaround. Our turnaround is usually like, if we got a travel team or something like that, an individual team or 2 teams, we 24 hours. If we got a league, we 48 hours. I don't care if we got leagues back to back. I know we got a league on the 10th, league on the 11th. Those pictures gonna be turned around within 48 hours. We like Jimmy John's, how they say, subs so fast it'll blow your mind. That's us. There
you go.
And like I tell parents sometimes, like, pictures so fast it'll blow your mind. They be looking. We had a parent come in one day and was like, what is this wizardry you're doing? Like, how you do that so quick? So I say that right there. I definitely say the turnaround and customer service, of course. And I'm always say the quality, because I think that's key, the quality. And I got to say last thing, consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency, like being able to go from a shoot to a shoot and have a consistent product. Like, we look at, my wife and I, we look at things outside of photography. Like, when I go to Starbucks, no matter where I go to a Starbucks in any town, I can order a tall caramel macchiato, 3 pumps of vanilla, and it tastes the same.
There you go.
When we go from school to school, that's one of our biggest things, consistency with our look.
Okay, awesome, man. You said real quick on your turnaround, you said you have a quick turnaround. Are you doing the editing, or do you have someone else doing that?
Oh man, I got my wife. She's like them little Oreo Keebler dudes and stuff like that. She's just in the lab. She's cooking it up. Yeah, she's cooking it up. We had an argument this morning. We shot a team yesterday. Yeah, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, we shot the team. So the edits and orders was basically done last night. And I just woke up this morning and I was like, oh man, you messed up on this. And she was just like, what do you mean? And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. You got to go back and fix that. You got to get that reprinted.
Sure.
But the wife, she's like the workhorse. You know, I'm just a shooter. I do all the creative little edits, and my wife, all the volume goes to her. Like,
cool. Way to go, man. That's awesome. Very good. That's hard to do, man, working with your spouse. I did that for a couple of years. That's tough. So that's off to you, brother. That's off. Awesome, dude. All right, let's jump into talking about the industry as a whole. So not just you, but your input and your perspective on the industry, like volume sports photography. What do you think we could do to improve our positions as photographers? You touched on a few things, right? Having quick turnaround, pleasing parents with that quick turnaround, doing some marketing, stuff like that. What do you think we could all do to just improve our positions? I'm putting you on the spot, bro. So whatever comes out of your mouth, man, I'm impressed.
And we live. Here we go. So I think staying innovative. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like staying innovative and definitely keeping that quality to a level where parents with a cell phone or DSLR from Target can't match what we're doing. I think, with sometimes in the industry when I look around, it's complacency a lot. But I think staying innovative, pushing that bar higher and higher, and that only comes by, networking, sharing ideas with one another, in our industry, and say, hey, how we gonna move this and how we gonna move that? Even with the labs, quicker ways to get the photos to the parents, easier ways to get the photos to the parents. Because as an industry, we got to evolve. You know what I mean? Things can't stay the same. Of course, prints do and stuff like that. But the methods that we're using to take photos now, I mean, we giving kids, middle school, high school kids, college level stuff. So, I think that's one of the biggest things, staying innovative. Like, I hardly sleep because every day I go to sleep, it was 2:00 in the morning, but now I go to sleep at 3:34 a.m. because while everybody else sleeping, I got to think of a way that I'm going to be innovative next week, the next day, next month, and it just don't stop.
Okay. Yeah. I think as an intelligent business owner, you're going to see, like, as cameras come out with new features, new capabilities, the first thing is, oh, that's cool. But now the second thing is, wait, now that's something that I have to distance myself from, right? So, like, if this technology is more accessible, especially like what you said, a mom with a big old $10,000 camera can get the same thing that I'm getting if you're doing action stuff. Now you have to separate yourself from that. And I think a lot of that separation comes in post-production. Like you said, you do some of the higher end edits. And then also just the marketing, like being really brand aware on the internet would help. So yeah, I agree with those points. Cool. When you started out, what were some of the obstacles that you hit earlier on? Just if someone's watching this and they're just starting out in volume photography, or they haven't, they're just kind of thinking about it, what are some things you think that they will encounter, or things that you've already encountered?
To be honest, my images, I think they suck looking back. But I mean, something just popped up on Facebook, showed me my first composite. Man, crazy. But I think just getting in, basically, like things that I had problems with was getting out there, getting in front of the person I wanted to, like my clients, the people I really wanted to work with. That was the hardest part when I first started. And I really think that was part of fear, honestly. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, am I working good enough to go to this level? I don't know how to pose. I don't know how to light. And it was, I say, fear and lack of confidence. But once I started practicing, networking, credits to Josh. Josh, he ran me through some stuff and got me up to par and stuff like that. But once I start networking, practicing my lighting, attending conferences and building up on my skill, it was like that fear was gone. And the only thing, that replaced that was the confidence, like the hunger, like I gotta go and get it. And I think, if you're just watching, that's what you gotta do. You gotta move past those obstacles. You know what I mean? Practice your craft, invest in yourself, and go get it.
Yeah. I think what's interesting, some of us, and maybe fewer and fewer, some of us did go to education or, went to college for photography. And those that did, it was each and every day they were practicing this, right? And they always had a subject. They always had the equipment in their hand. And if you didn't go through school to go into photography, you're not being disciplined enough to do that every single day, right? So I think, like what you said, a sense of time. If we just like sat down every single day and did the same thing, we would improve a lot faster, especially in our graphic design or especially just taking photos in general. So that way you can get to where you want to go faster. I know in my situation, I didn't take things seriously, bro. I was like, I'm going to play with this. I think it's cool. I'm going to stay up late and create some new design. But I didn't have any like forethought of how I was actually going to use that to make some money. So I wish I would have taken that seriously earlier on. So yeah, man, there's so many. I mean, like think of, like you said, your template came up from your past, I'm assuming on Facebook or whatever. But yeah, whenever you look back, man, it's just comical. It's just so funny looking like the time that we spent, like the things we spent time on too as well. You know what I mean? Like it was unreal. Mm-hmm. I know, like one thing to easy to fall into is like buying more and more equipment, right? As photographers, we think we need the new dude, that's tough. That's a hard one, bro, to get out of that. Woo!
Yeah, my wife just got on me yesterday. Like, oh, you ordering more stuff? I'm like, yeah, I need this Godox LC 500. I need this. And she's like, when you gonna stop? And then it's like, never, never will I stop. Never. Yep.
Feeding the flame,
the hard
baby.
Part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Man.
Where are you at, Kane? Where are you located?
Virginia.
Okay. Oh, so how close are you from? I guess is Josh in Virginia or West Virginia? I don't remember what he said.
Josh in West Virginia.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, dude. That's pretty much all I have, bro. Is there anything else that you want to add or share with the group? Oh, I guess I asked this. What is one part of your day, part of your routine that you do every single day that really helps you get into the game, get going?
Let's see. I think one thing that helps me get going is I wake up and shouldn't do it. That's like the first thing I do is I grab my phone. I know I shouldn't be doing it. But the first thing I do is grab my phone and I'm looking for new accounts as soon as I wake up. I'm looking for new accounts on Instagram, new accounts on Facebook. I'm screenshotting. I got over like 2,000 screenshots in my phone. I'm looking for teams. I'm looking for coaches direct if they got their phone numbers out there on Facebook, and I'm making phone calls. And then,
there you go.
Yeah, and then after that, what I do is, little family time and stuff like that. But in my head, anything I watch, like if it's a cartoon with my kids, if it's just a commercial during cartoons, if it's something that I'm watching, if it's Netflix, HBO Max, I'm looking at how they present their product or service, whether it's TV, whether it's a commercial, how they doing stuff. When I get calls like your car need to come in for service in Texas, I pay attention to everything part of my day, and then I sit down and I write it down, like how can I apply that to photography in my business to make it better. So I just observe. That's my whole day. I just observe.
Dude, that's one of the first traits of a successful person, someone who's just soaking everything in and learning. Real quick, what's one book that you're reading right now? Do you read?
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I got a few books. Let's see. The crazy part about my book reading is I start them, I get through like the first chapter or two, and I never finish them. So right now I have, oh man, I can't even think. I got like, I think it's like Ron? It's the guy who did Fubu. I can't even think of his name right now.
Oh, okay.
I got his book. I can't even think of none of these artists' names. The one that I like the most is, he's the owner of the Houston Rockets. He wrote a book, and he owns a lot of casinos and restaurants. And man, I wish I knew the name of it right now. But it's a simple read. It's probably, the chapters is so quick that I'm loving it and I get through it. But I got all these other books, man, like the Nike book about their story. And I got so many books. I just started, never finished. I'm trying to get the audio books now.
Yeah.
So
that's a hard thing. It's like buying all these paperbacks and then being like, wait, I don't have time to sit around and do this. Like, I'm on the go. So if I can listen, that's the way to go.
Yeah. So one that I've been listening to in the car is, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but if you pull it up, It's like it's talking about like running your business like a machine, and talking about wasting time. Like something my wife always talked to me about, opening emails and not responding. And then when it's time to respond to the email, we don't know which emails to respond to because I already opened it.
You do that too, bro? Dude,
Yeah,
I'm constantly hitting the unread button. Like that's my jam. I hit the unread button because I'm not ready to answer that. Like I got to think about it. I got to,
Yeah.
So
that's whatever the name of that book is. I listen to that a lot going over the mountains because it talks about how to organize your day and get more done, like not constantly talking to the wife, setting times apart of the day, like stuff my wife tell me about, like it can't always be business, like set a time in the day, then we talk about this rather than constantly doing it because we get nowhere. But stuff like that.
Okay. One author I've been really reading about a lot is Russell Brunson. He's the one that came up with ClickFunnels. He's a big marketer in the industry, but like crazy in-depth marketing, but there's a lot of useful nuggets in there, especially in photography. So it's great, man. Like there's some people who talk about like routines and like character traits and things you need to focus on, how to better focus, get, do batch work, get more things done. And there are people who put out like actual like hands-on strategies, how it can apply to yourself right now. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. So I agree.
Facts. And I mean, like I said, to me, one thing I try to watch too sometimes is like I catch it once in a while, like what Gary V's been doing during the pandemic, like talking to more successful businesses and stuff like that on YouTube. And that just relates to me a lot because it's, in a way, it's a hustle. You know what I mean? Like I haven't even caught up with Gary's whole story or his book or anything like that. But when I do catch it, it's like I could just relate so much. And you listen to Gary talk, Gary be everywhere. And he don't never let another person get a word in, but he know his stuff. You know what I mean?
He also says he never reads. So I'm like, bro, how do you know all this? But like you've never read a book. So I think he has a lot of experiences, right? The more I could throw myself into something new and just learn from it, I feel like that's what he does. And then he talks, right? He's a big talker and always constantly sharing. So especially like what you and I are doing right now, like we're both kind of building some brand authority just by doing this. So this is all good stuff.
Definitely.
Cool. All right, dude. Are you speaking anywhere this year we need to know about?
Man, it's some things on the table.
Are you putting applications in?
I put in one, but then I had, some other places reach out to me without putting the applications in. Cool. So it's some things on the table right now, and don't want to spoil nothing, but maybe stuff will be popping up here and there.
All right, sweet, man. That's good. Cool. And then also, you just released a template. Was it for the spring? Did you release something in the spring?
I don't even know what I've been releasing. I'm bad right now. I got to get back to it. Like I told myself, I created a template last night and putting some final touches on it. You know what I mean? And then I was playing around. Like you got a cool template too. I just dropped some baseball images into one of your templates. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
So post that to Facebook. You know what I mean? That was a great template right there. So I got that going. Created one and. Yeah, sometimes.
I did. No, I get it. Hey, it's not your main source of revenue, and I get that, especially a lot of us, right? Like we're actually out there shooting photos and not, sitting around a computer trying to create something new. So, just wanted to give you opportunities. So.
Yeah, definitely. I just can't remember. I'm slacking on my template game. At one point, I was cranking them out too much.
You were.
Yeah,
that was like back in February, man. I saw like all this stuff. I'm like, where the hell has he been? What has he been doing?
Yeah, and I felt bad, about time. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fall back. But now I'm about to put myself back in that mode. So cool. I'm in there, like I said, last night. And I'm back.
Cool. All right, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on, bro. Hearing your perspective, hearing how you got into the game and what you're doing to explode it. Dude, it's a pleasure, man. We talked a little bit earlier, and it was good to meet you on this, man. But, dude, this was fun. So I appreciate it.
Definitely. I'm glad I got in, man.
Well, we got plenty more people coming in this interview process that I'm doing. Some bigger names. We have Ben Shirt coming later this month. So you're among some of the greats, bro.
I know. I'm honored. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get myself my own little plaque and everything and mark this day right here.
There we go.
Oh,
All right,
man.
dude. Well, hopefully we'll meet in person someday, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.